When deciding on the next color to feature in my Mijello journal, I knew I wanted something emerald like because that happens to be the birthstone for May. I wouldn't know this if May wasn't my birth month. Yeah, I turned 53 several weeks ago. I'm pretty fortunate, so I can't complain. I mean, I do complain, I just try to keep it to a minimum here, because I don't think my viewers are that interested in hearing about the single annoying whisker I have to keep plucking from my chin. Sure, I'm glad it's the only one, but how does that even happen? And why is it so stiff? If I'd known it was going to be an ongoing issue, I could have used those things to make a size 4 brush by now. Oh, am I oversharing? No time for a musical interlude here. We've got stuff to cover. Viridian, when you want green, but not really. Yeah, I can't say what a lovely color, or even what an innocuous color, because I'm not a big fan, and something about it makes me wary of its intentions. I'm talking about the pure, unadulterated color. Mixes are a different matter. And that makes sense, since I have similar feelings about phthalo green blue shade. But hold on, PG7 is phthalo green blue shade. Oh, Mijello, you sneaky buggers. Yeah, this is a case of misleading naming, which seems to be a common complaint about Mijello's watercolors. As far as I know, this isn't rampant through the Mission Gold line, but it occurs enough to make it a good idea to familiarize yourself with pigment nomenclature. Otherwise, you'll be the punchline in Steve Martin's dirty trick to play on a 3-year-old joke. That's right, I'm referencing something from 1978. Which makes sense when you learn that I went on a 70s binge last week. George Carlin, Bruce Lee, Donna Summer, The Love Boat, all the greats. And you know Viridian would be an awesome name for a discotheque. So pretty much all other paint makers use PG18 for their Viridian. Similar, but not the same. Something to keep in mind, especially since I'll probably forget and get them mixed up. FYI, those scribblings are shorthand for the color names. For example, QYL stands for quinaphthalone yellow light. But I realize now that while I know what's in my hand, the rest of you may not be playing with a full deck. I mean palette. So I'll add some captions for the utterly confused. It's okay, I'm confused, and the palette is right in front of me. Those first few mixes make me think, generally, of overgrown yards, but specifically our yard. This time of year means greenery gone wild. No wonder the critters like to hang out here. Yesterday, as producer Mike and I pulled into the driveway, two urban bunnies were chilling on the front lawn. It was cute, but after what happened last summer, I wanted to shoo them away while warning, "Beware the raptors." And if you don't know what I'm talking about, click on that little info marker in the upper right corner. Yeah, it hasn't escaped me that the video of my worst painting is the one I direct people to the most. What can I say? I try to keep the expectations low. But if you don't want to go to the trouble, and I don't blame you, here's the short of it. Urban Bunny met Urban Eagle, resulting in producer Mike cleaning up the mess. We live in a city, but there are pockets of undeveloped areas. It's not unheard of to see deer or a coyote on occasion. Since I recently listened to the Bruce Lee interview where he said to be like water, I really wanted to throw in some profound philosophical ponderings over the murky container on my table. But I got nothing. Oh, I absolutely believe there is wisdom to be found, but today is not a good focus day for me. My thoughts keep wandering to the next project. The piece is completed, just not edited and voiced over yet, so I'm hoping that'll be up within the week. By the way, I can't hear the word Viridian without thinking of Viridian Dynamics. You know, the guys who developed the deadly pumpkin and the test tube meat of despair. Yeah, it's a fictional, evil megacorporation. But can you honestly tell me there isn't a real one out there making their workers sit in super itchy office chairs for increased productivity? This is a Neptune dagger brush, recently gifted to me by a kind viewer, and I have to say that this was probably my favorite part of this painting, creating the wavy, kelp-like vegetation. It's just such a fun brush. I was tempted to cover the whole piece with wispy fronds. I could get upset and rant and rave over Mijello calling phthalo green blue shade Viridian, but I'm gonna go with the flow because that's what water does. And you could do worse than to emulate water. Plus, I'm in a good mood. There's a mug of coffee and an Aero chocolate bar in front of me while birdies sing through the open window. There's also machinery and construction noises, but that doesn't mean I have to flip off the workers. They're doing their jobs and trying to get through their day, like everyone else. So, yeah, I'm fluid. I'm shapeless. I'm accommodating, like water. This black pen is from a set of 6 from Pandafly. Extra fine, fine, medium, and 3 brush tips were included. They're waterproof, refillable, and intended for hand lettering and calligraphy. They were a surprise to me because sometimes producer Mike finds a deal, places an order, and then forgets to let me know about it. On the subject of surprises, you'd think a nail color called flushed would be any one of a number of brown shades, but here it is, a shimmery red and looking a lot like candy. There seems to be a recurring oceanic theme. One of the first pieces for this channel was Mermaid Cove. Later, there was a cephalopod, and not too long ago, a seahorse. Now, a diver's helmet. It's not on purpose, and I can't explain it, although it might tie in with my frequent dreams of open waters. Strangely enough, considering how much I fear sharks, they don't appear in my sea dreams. No, it's whales mostly. Ooh, bucket list. Whale watching excursion. One of these days. The Aqua Elite rounds have such nice points, and I really appreciated that quality for the details here. I'd intended to include some of the nice blue and purple mixes I'd gotten on the swatch page, but I forgot. Too bad, because it would have looked good to have more color in the vegetation. On the whole, I think the mixes worked well for an aquatic subject. After some internal debating over how white underwater highlights should realistically be, I went ahead and applied the bleed-proof white with a size 0 brush. Paul Clark often uses a pastel pencil for highlighting. I haven't tried that medium, but it sounds interesting. I understand you can use those on toned papers. Yes, that could be fun. But I'm still infatuated with watercolors at this point, so further down the road, maybe. After this, I went on to add another layer to darken the bottom area, and then topped things off with another round of splatter. I'm happy to share this arting session. The paintings in this journal are meant to be quick sketches to show off the featured color and its mixes. And so far, I'm having fun with this format. According to the website dreammoods.com, dreaming of the ocean can indicate spiritual refreshment, tranquility, and renewal, or that you are feeling empowered and unhindered. Thank you for watching, and until next time, be water, my friends.